thought process. So this is a great chance to practice it. We've only seen him play it twice, as you went over in First Strike so far. And it's a great way to sort of have a look at maybe potential strategies that they're running. They are going to be attacking first. The defending team will be TLPRed. And already we're looking at a bit of a change up with how FaZe Clan are looking to maybe play around this. Genuinely don't know what agents are going to pick up, but at least in the meanwhile, we can have a look at TLP. Dubbin is going to be moving from the Silver to the Breach. Aiko was still on a Raze. Everything else seems moderately straightforward. But it's interesting that we're seeing a lot of the Killjoy players move over to Cypher on this map. Don't know if it's going to necessarily lock in time. It seems it just might be narrowly. Let's see. That's more what I'm curious about. But straightforward stuff from Split on the side of TLP. And ZachaREE is actually going to be pulling out the Brimstone.
Not something we've seen a lot of in these qualifiers so far. Actually, specifically, if you want the numbers, Brim has been played a total of 1% of the time that we've seen Split over 67 instances through at least the second UMG Open. Going back to the first, Brim still 1% overall. So not a lot of Brim being played. And the question that was kind of lingering, the last time that FaZe played this map versus Gen G, they actually did run the double duelist with the Phoenix and the Reyna. Actually, pardon me, it was a triple duelist. It was the Phoenix, the Reyna, and the Raze. And with that, they had a Omen to play for their smokes and a Killjoy as their sentinel. So a different look here as far as what's coming forward. We've seen a lot of teams trying to flex over to bring the Sage back into the conversation, since really Sentinels has kind of stayed on that agent pickup for this map specifically. So we'll see what they can find here. But on the other side, you're going to get Dubbin playing with the Breach, so a lot of flash potential coming through with the Paranoia and the Leers behind that. So there will be a small advantage there as far as TLPRed is concerned.
The only Sentinel on the side of FaZe Clan on the attack is going to be the Sage. They're hoping to get the majority of damage done on this round, but it's a nice flash that allows Ned to get the first frag. Corey trades him out. This aggressiveness is going to start pushing through mid. The aftershock now coming out of Dubbin is going to slow them down just a little bit, but Corey trying to do his best to sort of face up as much as possible with the Reyna. Some interesting map control coming out of FaZe Clan and these 4 surviving members of TLP trying to rotate around to meet them on screens and the back of A tower. They're just going to keep them tempered down for a little bit at least.
Yeah, the paint shells is actually great to allow TLPRed a little bit of extra time to read the play and get members closer for a potential retake. BABYBAY will fortify the barrier orb over through a main and then sit on top of the little plateau that's near there. Spike will be planted. Corey going to be up close and personal. Frenzy will be good for one. Will dismiss and change his position. Aiko, though, able to return the favor. So now 3v3. Zach up top. Good for another elimination. BABYBAY finding the third, and now it's just down to Dubbin. And what was a 1v3 made a bit easier in a 1v2. He's got a couple of low health pool members in front of him. It just comes down to the timing of these peaks. He's going to see his shoulder come out, but can't confirm the kill. The snap over is eventually good, but now up top is going to be BABYBAY. And this is a very difficult fight for Dubbin to take, considering that BABYBAY could essentially just play shoulders all day long, and then will eventually peek for the headshot, and FaZe Clan will take the pistol. But a close one. Again, not bad effort overall for TLPRed.
Good start. TLP just trying to sort of bring it in as close as possible. It's going to be interesting to see how they both play out. FaZe Clan, I don't know if this is something that they're looking to run. Everybody's pretty much changed the role that they're playing on. It's only Corey that sort of stayed on the literal role that he was on before as the duelist. ZachaREE moving away from the Sentinel to Brim. BABYBAY moving from the duelist to the Sentinel. It's very topsy-turvy. I don't know if that's just they don't want to hide strats, maybe a bit of hubris to disrespect TLP with playing the way that they are. You can easily catch them out. I don't necessarily know if this is a strategy they want to run. It's pretty much going to be a firing squad going into TLP's half by. I can at least get one. FaZe Clan just sort of breezing through male control, but Nick is actually going to get 2. Suddenly, this FaZe Clan drive-by started to fall a bit flat on its face.
And Nick getting out is actually really key, because now Adder is up top. If he can read this player up top, maybe he can pick up a weapon and make this a very doable 2v1 off of an eco round for TLP. But now it's just down to Nick, and he actually has a great read initially on BABYBAY coming from the A side of the map, but unfortunately doesn't trust his instincts. And with that, FaZe Clan will win the expected second round. But now you've got TLP in a position where they've punished on a couple of kills. They will be able to purchase into this next round. A couple members will be a little bit uncomfortable, as you see Adder and Dubbin will be zeroed out completely, and Net will be on light armor. But with the amount of repurchases that are going to have to come through, FaZe Clan actually are going to put Zach on a Marshall of all things. And then maybe reconsider as they decide, okay, this is actually what we could purchase. This is the strongest form of our weapons that we can actually put on the table.
FaZe sort of stacking up on B. 3 people could line up, and Nick's just going to spot out that information. The paranoia's going to be good, but I like this play from BABYBAY. Or Marved even. I'm so used to BABYBAY playing it. He dashes out to sort of bring their attention away. Net is going to punish it, but the opening is still there for FaZe to break on through. The spike is heading A. And before I can even sort of finish the sentence, Adder is now in a 1 versus 4 surrounded, and the spike isn't even heading to the site that he thinks it is.
Yeah, and a couple of spam shots actually punish him pretty heavily. BABYBAY just going from one portion of the barrier orb to the other will find the final kill. And so FaZe Clan will go up early here 3-0. The spike will not fully be planted, though, so they'll miss out on a little bit of economy, but not too much. And TLPRed on the other side here after the the full buy that comes through, they will be once again put onto an eco. And the big thing here for TLPRed is you have to get out of this cycle of full buy, save round, full buy, save round. And a lot of that will likely come in the back end of what will be ultimates, maybe in this round, but for sure the next. So that's what you're really looking for, is maybe this 4th round might be a bit shocked. But round 5, if you can punish this 4th one, that's going to be the key one for TLPRed to really get this defense going and see if they can maybe try to break up the monotony, which has been FaZe Clan, again, just running at them for the moment.
A site's open for business for FaZe Clan. They've executed through, and the spike should be planted relatively shortly. The play is from TLPRed to take these fights, but ZachaREE's still able to get one before this utility starts to be thrown out. Net is still good. He's been able to get a couple of kills, at least at this point, and actually added onto it by killing Corey, who brought out the Empress. Spike has been planted and a lot of space overtaken from FaZe Clan. They are through the whole of the defender's spawn. And suddenly these 2 players from TLP can upgrade their guns, can pick up some more utility to work with. They aren't quite sure where FaZe Clan are going to be holding with the spike planted on A. I don't even think TLP are quite sure where it's been planted because they've been playing in mid at this point. But now, pretty sure it's going to be A. Dubbin's trying to at least leave with his life.
They're able to find 1 kill. I mean, with the plant that came through so quickly, and with the pressure that came through with BABYBAY kind of re-reaching back over through B tower, there really wasn't a chance for them to really go for this defuse or a retake in full. So you're just playing for kills at this point. And Nick not going to be able to find Marved. It would have been a pretty key pickup, as Marved will actually have to keep the operator going to the next round, which you don't often see offensive operators come into play. But this is the round that really matters the most here for TLPRed. Everybody can full purchase, comfortable on the armor, comfortable on the utility, plus you've got the ability for Net to go into an Empress. You've also got Dubbin with the potential Rolling Thunder, and how about behind that, if Aiko can find a kill or an orb, he'll also have a showstopper. So this one right here, a must-win round for TLPRed to make sure that FaZe Clan don't just snowball through this first half.
I'm just going to try and
He's stuck.
face up against him. The lair is nice. The wall is awkward. Adder isn't quite sure where he wants to look. Orbital strike, it's been a while since I've seen one of those being pulled out of play. It gets used, but doesn't quite catch much. But FaZe Clan have got a clean window to get onto the site. Aiko just trying to hold on to Heaven control. He's doing a good job of it, but about to run into Corey. Can at least win that engagement. An important kill, too. Spike is going to get planted, but TLP have a lot of space control. They have a Rolling Thunder. They have a Showstopper. Dubbin, that Rolling Thunder would have been key, but Rawkus just cuts him out.
That's a key win. Run it back's now going to be used for Rawkus. Net finds 1. The Empress in play. Shoulders going to find 1 more, but Zach's there for the trade. So 2v2 we go. Aiko low, but has a showstopper to play with. Nick also trying to clear things through the back. If he can find 1 pit, this is a very doable round for TLP, but they got to go, and they got to go soon. Aiko now with it. Player up top, Rawkus finds 1. Nick able to find 1 kill. Nobody has any idea where the Brim is. But unfortunately, Nick comes around the corner, takes a spam shot, finds the connection, and time should allow him for the defuse. So a must-win round for TLPRed. It was dicey, it was narrow, but all they used is the Empress, and they come away with the W. So now an opportunity with an ultimate advantage going in around number 6.
I think it really does come to that Aiko kill onto Corey from the high ground. It just means that they had full control. Rawkus using the run it back couldn't really get much done until it was too late. I like the positioning that ZachaREE was in at this point. Rawkus can at least bring it in, but what a nice clutch from Nick. The shoot's in the right position, probably using the sound of ZachaREE peeking from either side of the metal board. Nice play. It's going to be still a buy from them after winning 4 rounds in a row beforehand. The Blade Storm is going to be used because we did see Marved not pick up a gun. They're going to be hitting A relatively quickly, but they are leaving the spike. They just want to put pressure onto TLP, see if they can get them to rotate across.
Well, we'll see how this one unfolds, because Rawkus, I was about to say, is going to get a 1v1 versus Aiko off screen. He finds the kill, and the spike is actually just outside sewer. So once again, it looks like Faze is just looking to maybe either bait out a defensive rotation or just play for a couple of kills. That's a really nice flashpoint from Dubbin. Barrier Orb gets placed. A couple of spam shots will come through. And Dubbin will have an opportunity for BABYBAY in a 1v1, but once again, cannot lock down the kills. And now it's going to be Rawkus picking up the spike and joining his teammates over towards this B hit. Nick up top, can't really find a favorable gunfight, so he'll back away. Net able to assist from the low ground to find Corey. Will give him a good look at this one with more even odds, but Marved is able to get the classic into play. A little bit of gun throwing going on for Faze trying to bait out the shots, but Nick and Net do well to find a couple of trades. This will still be a 1v3 overall for Net, and as BABYBAY never left this position on the high ground of his own barrier orb, Faze Clan will clean up and go up 5-1.
Really weird play from Faze Clan. Just the movement around the map, leaving the spike on A, but still eventually planting it. The gun throw. I don't necessarily feel like it's Faze Clan disrespecting TLP, but it could almost feel a bit like scrimmaging, just seeing what works, if they can bait stuff out. The composition's bizarre. The way that Faze Clan are moving around the map is bizarre, but it's working. 5-1 up. It's going to be another save coming out of TLP. They have a showstopper. They aren't really going to face with it. It is just going to be Net with the Sheriff. Going to be peeking around to all 5 members of Faze Clan. BABYBAY opens it up with a kill onto Adder.
And the slow orb that's placed doesn't really allow for even an exit for TLP Red from that aggressive push through, and with that a tailwind comes out as Marv pushes forward. Corey able to find another kill here right on screen. He actually combines it into a double, and it's just down to Dubbin. And around that, you didn't expect them to have much of a chance considering the arsenal available. Dubbin will see what he can do to maybe find a kill or two. Obviously knowing that there is a player nearby as some spam shots are coming up. A Faze Clan are on the hunt. And as Dubbin goes up top, he will connect onto one. Sky Smoke coming through. This is a free weapon on the ground, but still wants to win the fight versus Zach, who will eventually challenge. And with that, Zach will clean things up, and Faze Clan will go up comfortably 6-1.
Some good play coming out of them so far. You sort of expect that, but still, it's... I don't really have particularly strong feelings on Faze Clan. I like the players in the team, sure. And I think if this was another like tier 2 organization, the results of these guys wouldn't go amiss. It's the fact that it's Faze Clan, right? This is like one of the biggest organizations in the world, and they want to compete. So Faze Clan had to do this comprehensively. The Optical Strike was looking to get used. Net is able to get one and dismiss out of there. The Slow Orb isn't going to have any impact with the ability. The Optical Strike going to be used. Nick is paranoid, and actually this is a pretty smart teleport to get into a good position. The Resurrect comes out onto BABYBAY. I wonder if Nick can get stuff happen. I don't think they think he's here.
Oh, the Rolling Thunder actually comes through brilliantly from the side, so Nick and Net are going to find a couple of connections to the classic. Nick looking for a fourth. Will be shut down, but a beautiful execution for TLP Red. Now just down to BABYBAY. Fault line will shrug him a little bit further back and into the waiting arms of Aiko from behind. And a brilliant play from Net initially, a great dismiss. Beyond that, the paranoia from Nick was incredible. The teleport maybe even better as you'll see it from this point of view. And then watch this Rolling Thunder on your minimap. Dubbin is sitting right inside of the top side of B Tower, sends it across B main as soon as Nick says he's ready to go, and it's going to connect onto literally every single member from Faze Clan. A beautiful execution there for TLP Red, and they get themselves on their second round defensively.
That was a really good set play out of TLP. Money is going to be good for this one, of course. Faze Clan aren't going to be too flustered by it. The running back is going to be used to sort of go for a very quick execute onto A. TLP is sort of predicting it. The camera is going to be good to scatter out a lot of information. This defending team has so many ultimates to make. Net is actually going to bring out the Empress and gets the first kill onto Marv. They responded well to what Faze Clan trying to do here.
The shutdown is there. Adder wants to try to actually break up some of this barrier, but he will not find the kills. But Aiko on the rotation in will take down two, the last members of Faze Clan that were trying to work their way in. Another paranoia connects. Nick has been great with these paranoias so far. and a little bit of a DPS toggle as he celebrates with an Odin that he'll carry into the next round. And so 3-6 overall, 2 rounds in a row for TLPRed, and beyond that, they've got themselves a showstopper to play with, a neural theft as well, which could be useful as they try to lock in round number 4.
FaZe Clan having the buy up at least. Marved has another Blade Storm to go. BABYBAY is just going to have the Sheriff. I'm surprised that they haven't given a gun to him and just using the ultimate off the bat. Will we hear it? Not quite. The Empress is going to be used, though, on their side. It's a similar attack. It's getting a bit one-dimensional, maybe, from FaZe Clan. He goes into the camera at the worst time, though. Adder, an unfortunate mistake that gets punished hard, but Aiko is there to try and save the day. Net 2, they're able to get a lot of frags, and now the showstopper's going to be out from Aiko, but it gets punished by ZachaREE. FaZe changing up and toggling the speed at which they're playing, stopping and starting constantly. TLP running into a lot of crossfires that FaZe have set up. You would have thought TLP were going to be able to sort of take that round based off what was going on.
Oh no!
It is a 1 versus 2.
Marv, don't do it to him! Nick doesn't check his left. Marv is able to patiently wait and give us a little bit of something to chuckle at here. You know, it's just one of those things too. You're talking about the gravity that an organization like FaZe Clan brings to any esport, and I know that there are a lot of people out there in the community that are not exactly pleased with some of the quote-unquote bias that is coming through, but we need to understand what we're watching right now. I mean, this is like the New York Giants playing up against Central High School. You know what I mean? Like, there is...
I don't know about that. I understand the point that you're making, but it's just more like... This is a game that FaZe Clan should win.
Absolutely.
If they don't win it decisively, then that looks bad on FaZe Clan.
Yeah.
I think TLP are giving it as good as they get, but still.
100%. And beyond that, again, it's just, you know, the statistics that are out there across all 3 of the sites that we have to kind of use to our expenditure. And there's nothing to go off of for TLPRed. So for as close as they've made it, FaZe Clan obviously playing a little bit looser than you would normally expect them to. But getting into this round, it is a 3v5. TLP still needing to respond here defensively as there will be an approach onto the A site. Nick needs to be able to respond to Zach, but maybe a bit caught off guard for the moment, and with that, it's just down to Aiko for a 1v5. Orbital Strike will pull them into a corner. Spam shots will be the end of them, and FaZe Clan will go up 8-3.
I definitely feel that the temperament of FaZe Clan into this game isn't maybe as serious as some would argue it should be. Like, I do think that this is their first game. It's worth adding that this is their first game of the open bracket. So this is a high seed versus a relatively low seed. They've been set up with that. They get a bye too. They get preferential treatment. So these games need to be as stressless as possible, to be honest, because it's only going to get tougher even from this game forward. The next game might be a struggle. Tomorrow, especially, they're going to run into a relatively good team. Ada now with a Bucky wanted to play close and actually like the Bass pack coming in from Aiko with a Judge. Could easily be 8-4. Ada just can't get as much done in a 4 versus 2. Let's see what FaZe Clan try and do across the map as there's a very quick alert coming out of Marv that's trying to push into Mail to catch the rotation, but it's coming through the defender spawn.
Zach still able to respond to net. Nick, next one up, will find a kill. That should lead to a weapon upgrade for him. Here's the challenger from the backside, but Rawkus is able to find the kill. So 9-3 will be the half here. A good attacking half, all things said, for FaZe Clan based on the score alone. But now it's on the TLPRed. Again, not necessarily a must-win pistol, but you'd love to have it. Try to reduce this deficit by a touch. And for FaZe Clan on the opposite side, I honestly feel like this composition may be a bit of, again, I don't even know what to label it as, but bringing the Brim in is not, it's not common to see the Brim anymore, to put it plainly. This composition, I believe, though, does actually find its most strength defensively, especially when you've got BABYBAY, who at one point in time was really considerable on the Sage. It just comes down to how do they want to use these slow orbs and barrier orbs to try to plan everything out.
Smoke's down.
You're going to be playing from mid, and with the short, you're going to be playing out of the smokes at this point. There are 3-4 members of TLP. The Boombot misses them, so this is a nice little spot for ZachaREE to hide in. He's going to be good for 1. The expectations to get any more than that might have been a bit too much of a stretch, but everybody on FaZe getting in on the action, mostly Corridor as he picks up 2. Very quick round of FaZe Clan's defense here. Dubbin's position is known. Rawkus can clear it up. 10-3. Straightforward stuff. TLP maybe weren't expecting those kind of plays to come out of FaZe Clan, but then again, it is FaZe Clan. Like, they're just known as being that utter BM Chad organization, to call it that. Like, it's just like, I knew FaZe Clan first and foremost just from the FaZe Clan like montage meme.
Yeah, sure, the sniper montages. Yeah, I got you.
Right, yeah. And I guess that's kind of what we're getting in a really odd way. I like watching TLP Red play. I think there were some really good moments. Nick has been great, but
agreed.
It's a tricky one, you know. Just because FaZe Clan had some pretty miserable results recently doesn't inherently mean that they're gonna bottom out in a best-of-3 tournament. It's not Europe.
LOL. Marv, Zach, game of the combined for 3. Looking for another there with Zach, but won't be able to find it. Marv trying to pick up where he left off. Updrafting through and isn't able to get the better of Adder. This is a force buy round, by the way, for TLP Red. So Adder on 46 HP, 360 coming out for Corey off the top rope. He will find the kill. And I think both teams are having a little bit of fun right there as you saw Adder trying to get in the mix and maybe provide a smile or two for his squad as FaZe Clan will now be on 11.
I isn't really being upgraded at all from FaZe. Is there really any need to? It's just, what? A Bucky, an Odin, a Spectre, a Vandal, and a Phantom. I mean, it's a bit of a mix-up too from TLP that are having to buy up as well. I think both teams are kind of leaning towards where this is going, so weight off the shoulders, I think, at this point. Aiko with a boom bot is going to try and scowl through the smoke. It might miss again, but Adder actually getting that first frag in on. A lot of people stacked up on A for FaZe Clan too, so the fact that TLP are going in this direction could be a good read. Rawkus actually from distance gets the kill onto Dubbin on B main. But a big question mark on what TLP want to do with this round. They got a kill on A. They're still going to head B though.
Defensively, FaZe Clan are going to have to play for a retake here unless Rawkus can find a handful of kills with the Spectre. He will get a couple of shots in, but now with his position revealed, he will change things up, and it looks like it's going to try to be a B tower retake. But Net's able to find a kill. Does he read Rawkus to the left? No, he doesn't. That's going to be a Spectre now up to a Vandal. Adder's going to hear information over through ropes. Shotgun will find a lot of value, and it does. So now a 3v2 for TLP Red. Paranoia will slow things down. Adder able to find another elimination. BABYBAY left by themselves in a 1v3. Not going to find the win versus Aiko, and with that, TLP Red able to get their offense going here. So the force buy coming through for TLP Red is, I think, just the appropriate call. If you're playing for the win, you force buy there, especially considering that FaZe Clan, like you had mentioned, we're still holding on to weapons from the round previously. So now you've got the opportunity to actually send a couple members to upgrade land here with a couple of Phantoms and Vandals that can be purchased, but for FaZe Clan, their economy is still not in a great spot to allow them to get into a gun round here early into the second half.
ZachaREE insta-locked the Bucky, which was certainly an interesting play. He is in the same position, might smoke in mid and hiding it yet again, but TLP are going to be executing onto this A site. The flash is going to come in from heaven. Rawkus is going to try and face, but misses. The Bucky from distance from Adder. Must be the right click that just absolutely came in and caned him. Corey with just the classic is going to try and layer out here. TLP could sort of pick up another round at this point. And FaZe Clan have a lot of control on heaven and ramp, but they need to sort of clear this Reyna that's on A main.
Oh, now Nick with a Bucky, he finds a kill, and that's going to find one more behind this, and as Dubbin cleans up the final two, TLP Red won't just win the round, they'll do it nice and convincingly. Adder maybe an opportunity to switch this Bucky out for something else, but he'll still hold on to it for now. And so 5-11 to score, a couple of rounds in a row for TLP Red, and still FaZe Clan actually can't even full purchase, so they'll be either forced to light buy or just completely save with maybe a hero rifle for Corey, who does have an Empress to use, and you feel like based on how FaZe are playing right now, they might just give him a look at maybe trying to go for a 1v5 somewhere.
Adder still holding on to the golden Bucky. Thinks that he can get a lot of work done. He's going to be lurking on A on his own. Had openings over there in the last 2 rounds at least. And Aiko's now going to do a similar thing over on B. It's going to be mostly Sheriffs in the hand of FaZe Clan. Marved was holding on to that angle. He almost dies to the paint shell. And is going to back off of this angle and sort of quite happily make his presence known that he is moving away. TLP, however, will be heading on over to A. ZachaREE is sort of expecting, but it's a very passive hold from the defended side of FaZe.
And Dubbin's just going to sit here to deny this rifle pickup for a time. Hot hands coming through. And he could sit here for as long as he so chooses. And with that, he does find another kill in the Marved. That's actually a really smart play from Dubbin. Adder still with the Bucky, still almost able to find more value with it. Zach taken down to a single shot. Net will capitalize on the damage. And now it will just be down to Rawkus. And there is a part of me that says he's probably going to commit for a run it back just to try for a 1v4 for the Faze. But he only has a Sheriff, so looks like he might just try to isolate this pick onto Dubbin, pick up a rifle. And he will hear the information, but cannot lock down the shot. Dubbin's able to clean up 2 kills this round and keeps the rifle safe. So with that TLP-Red, now 3 rounds in a row, 6-11 the current tally, but this is the round where FaZe Clan will come back in with full weapons for defensively.
You have to run it back, like you mentioned. A Blade Storm coming in relatively soon. Corey actually using the Empress in that fight. Interesting. And TLP are bringing it back, looking more competitive by the round. And suddenly FaZe Clan might be under more pressure than they want to deal with, I think, at this point in the game. 3 ultimates available on the attacking half. The way that these bits of utility have been utilized has been really good on the defense from TLP. I'd like to see these ultimates come out on the attack and what they can do with them. And I think there is going to be a Rolling Thunder across Mail by the looks of it, but there is a Sage Wall there that might sort of delay that execute coming through. And you got to be careful of Marved.
Off your feet!
Early Rolling Thunder going to be sent out through B Tower. Here comes the execute behind this for TLP, right? They come away with 1, but nobody reads Marved, and really good placement of the wall and the slow orbs to deny any kind of a follow-up. So yes, TLP is on the site, but they've got nobody on the high ground. Empress and Showstopper also going to be committed here for TLP-Red. Blast Pack will allow Aiko to get up top. And do you choose left? Do you choose right? He'll pick right, and whoa! How does that not
get it?
Corey
Did he dismiss?
Maybe the dismiss comes through just in the nick of time because he doesn't even take a shred of damage. Dubbin had an opportunity to line up a couple, but now it's just down the net. 1v3 with an Empress. Will lurk up behind this. There's going to be 1 kill for free. Needs to check for the second, but loses track of where the player had gone off to. Maybe not realizing that there's only 1 player that was down low. So now a 1v2 situation. Overheal will still be in play, not that he needs it because he's still at 150. There's a second kill. Now the potential for a third, but was caught in a corner, and Rawkus realized as soon as the dismiss was hit, there was really nowhere for Net to go. And he will clean things up, and FaZe Clan will be on match point.
He cancelled it early to sort of go for the double bluff. The one place that he wasn't expecting maybe
Match point.
was right where he was stood, but Rawkus had a good hold of it. TLP, I think, had no business to make it that close, but it was certainly entertaining, but it is a round that FaZe Clan could take, and they only need 1 more. Blade Storm in the hands of Marved. He's not upgraded his gun. Might not really even have the money to do so anyway because of how hard FaZe were hit then. So it's going to be a moderate buy coming out of the defended team. The Blade Storm most likely going to be used straight away from Marved just to be his weaponry in this round. A lot of pressure on A-Ramp to sort of face in, but they're just going to run into the Cypher on the attack.
Barrier orb placed early will be deleted. It also forces out a slow orb. This is one of the keys to seeing maybe during the Ignition Series area where a lot of teams are trying to bait out the early Sage utility. Obviously not nearly as impactful as it was before. How about this aggressive challenge from Marv? Does get punished, and Net will continue to serve his hot hand from the round previously. And speaking of hot hands, how about hot feet? As he has to force through, but there was still 1 more orb for him to find the overheal back to 150 health. Rawkus, brilliant flash, finds 1. Corey able to assist with another. And we've got ourselves a 3v3. Zach on site will be trapped between a rock and a hard place as Dubbin was able to find the crossfire. But as Rawkus and Corey are still alive, they're able to even the odds of 2v2. It just comes down to the timing of these peaks. Dubbin will fall, but Adder from behind is able to go 1 for 1. And now we will get a 1v1. Neural Theft comes out, and Adder wasn't 100% confident on the intel. Rawkus will find 4 in the round, and FaZe Clan will walk through 13-6 and 2 straight maps for them.
Yeah, good effort from TLP. They had some really nice moments and certainly potential and stuff. And FaZe Clan, their first game of this side of the open brackets, going to be pretty convincing. It's still a long way to go if they want to be qualifying for the closed series, but at least they start off on the right foot.
And beyond that, again, as we get into round 3, this is where we'll probably get a more realistic look as far as what is FaZe Clan doing to adjust after the first 2 days, going here into the 3rd and the 4th. Again, last chance for teams to get into the closed qualifiers for UMG. 6 total teams will qualify off of this tournament. We will conclude our coverage, though, with this upcoming round 3 and then pick things back up in the bracket tomorrow with the final round. So as we take a look back at the series here for this specific map, Again, good participation for everybody on Faze Clan. Rawkus at 19-8, and it is important to note that that is a set play as far as what Faze has shown in the past. They are running double duelists, at least, with the Phoenix and the Reyna. And behind that, they're also going to have Marved on a Jett. BABYBAY, that's the first time we've seen him pull out the Sage for split. And obviously, say what you will about ZachaREE pulling out the Brimstone, which has seen very little play time over the last couple of months, really, at this point in time. But overall, some good things I think walk away with for the side of TLP Red. The one thing about it, I will say, we mentioned